I won't get as much time at Manchester United as Mikel Arteta spent at Arsenal. A bad end, disciplining star players and a feud with the owners. Are there any similarities between Mikel Arteta and Ruben Amorim? Here's what he says. Ruben Amorim insists he won't get as much time to revive Manchester United as Mikel Arteta did at Arsenal. Arteta took over as Arsenal manager in December 2019 and the club won the FA Cup 8 months later in a final played behind closed doors due to the COVID-19 pandemic. After consecutive 8th-placed Premier League finishes in Arteta's first 2 seasons, Arsenal finished 5th, 2nd and 2nd respectively, finishing 2 points behind champions Manchester City last term. Despite City's dip in form this season, Arsenal have failed to match title hopefuls Liverpool, who are 13 points clear of Arteta's second-placed side. Arsenal's trophy drought will extend beyond 5 years unless they win the Champions League, with Arsenal set to face either Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid in the quarter-finals. Arsenal have not won the Premier League title since 2004. In his first 2 years at Arsenal, Arteta dropped star players Mesut Ozil and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, with the latter stripped of the captaincy after a series of disciplinary issues. Amorim has been tough on Marcus Rashford, who was left out of 11 of the 12 matchday squads before he joined Aston Villa on loan on February 2. Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho were left out of United's squad for the Manchester Derby win at City in December. Garnacho also had to explain to Amorim why he went straight down the tunnel after being substituted at half-time in last week's win over Ipswich Town. The winger offered to pay for the squad's dinner as an apology. With United hosting Arsenal in the Premier League on Sunday, Amorim was asked if he saw similarities between himself and Arteta. "I don't see it. I wouldn't have as much time as Arteta," Amorim said. "It's a different club. So we just have to stick with the players, against Arsenal, on Sunday and we'll go into the game. I think it's a different club. I think in that aspect, the way Arteta handled it was an inspiration for everyone, but I won't have the time that Arteta has," Amorim said. Amorim suffered his first defeat as United manager away to Arsenal in December, having predicted a storm in his pre-match press conference. A 10-man United beat Arsenal on penalties in the FA Cup third round in January. Arsenal beat PSV Eindhoven 7-1 in the first leg of their Champions League Last 16 tie on Tuesday and have 2 extra days to prepare for this weekend's game. United may still be down to 10 men through injury, but striker Chido Obi is back in contention after being left out of the Europa League squad. "In the Premier League, every game is important," Amorim said. "At the moment we need to win. It's always a problem if we don't win. We have to focus on everything at the same time. I think the biggest problem is not having all the players. In the beginning, people were talking about our rotation, especially in Europe, which is always changing and that's because of this. I think the Europa League is much more difficult than the Champions League. Not the games, but the recovery to play in the Premier League at the weekend. We have to deal with that," Amorim said. United fans are planning to protest against the Glazer family's ownership around Arsenal games. Supporters are being urged to wear black to symbolize how the club is slowly dying because of huge debts, mismanagement and exploitation of fans. Ticket prices were raised to £66 midway through the season. A further 200 staff will be made redundant later this year and the team are 14th in the Premier League. Amorim defended the fans' right to protest. "For everyone at our club, it's a very difficult moment," he admitted. "Everything is happening at the same time. The only thing I and the players can do is perform well and win. People have the right to complain. I think it's a good thing to do. It's part of our club. Everyone has a voice. But our job and my job is just to improve the team and give them something in this moment because they deserve it and they were fantastic." Thanks for watching.